Welcome to KSP. Today we're going to do one of my least favorite missions. We're going to rescue somebody who managed to get himself stuck in orbit. Not sure how that happened, but it happened anyway. So let's find out what we got here to do it with. This is not an original concept. Somebody else did this. I saw it on Facebook forum. I think it's on the KSP forum as well. This is our little midget SSTO. It has a turbojet and it has some of the 48-7S engines on the back that run off these little nacelle tanks. I got intakes on each of the tanks, and I got the new ram scoop thing on the front. Probe core driven, SAS because why not? It's got some run on propellant. And because this is remote tech, I have to do a few extra little things. I have to make sure I have an antenna on it for the launch sequence, and I have to make sure I have a larger antenna once I'm in orbit. The thing I have to worry about is this little antenna will run out of range of KSC before I can finish doing my ascent. So I have to make sure I have overhead coverage when I do this. So let's get rid of the pilot. I don't need him. I have the engine toggling on action keys, so it makes my life a little bit easier rather than having to manually switch them and stuff. And my CG is a little bit sketchy for my wheels, but that's okay. So the satellite I will need to have in orbit is my resupply mission. So we will fast forward some until about now. We'll go back to the ground. We will throttle this mess up and we will drag our butt on the ground for a while like a little puppy. Once we take off, which is not very slow at all to happen, we will pitch pretty much vertical. This ensures we maintain comms with KSC as long as possible because the probe is continuing to head eastward. Other than that, it's a pretty standard flight. Now our dude is here. This will not pose a problem. This thing will have about 1 kilometer's worth of delta V once I make orbit. Plus, I don't think he physically exists for the purposes... Well, let's check that. Yeah, see, he doesn't actually exist yet in the world. I can't switch to him. He's just basically there. Doesn't do anything. But hey, at least he's in a nice, generally speaking, equatorial orbit at around 100 kilometers. So this will be fairly easy to do. So the ascent is pretty much vertical to 10,000 meters, and then we will nose over. Almost like we're doing a gravity turn for a rocket, because this thing is hella overpowered for its diminutive size, which is what we want. I don't want a really humongous, complicated SSTO for a couple of reasons. One, I suck at them. And 2, it's overkill for what I need to do anyway, and 3, I'm a cheapskate. So now we can nose over to about 40 degrees or so. Watching my intake air slowly run itself out. As my speed increases dramatically, that will not slow down quite as much. And we can think about going almost horizontal now so we can hit super cruise and suck up that delicious air and get some more delicious velocity, which is what we need to get this little stupid turd into orbit. So I'm running off the center jet fuel tank at the moment. The orbital engines run off into the orbital tanks. I will have jet fuel left over, not a big deal. Ooh, flames. Flames are good for ratings. So my intake air appears to be holding steady at 0.1. That's excess over and above what the engine needs. And now we're starting to lose it, and I hear the engine wind down a little bit. My ETA for apoapsis is beginning to go upwards as my velocity goes up. Plus the fact that the nose is pointing at a fixed direction like a star somewhere, and the planet is curving away down from me, all conspire to make sure my apoapsis ETA increases quite a bit. Again, this is not a new design. I've done this before on a previous career mode. It works fairly well. It's cheap. But yeah, I can't take credit for this. This is somebody else's handiwork. Which I knew it was. I forget now. The flames can't be good for the paint job, but whatever. So, checking the display, I see the satellite has passed over me. Apoapsis is climbing away. I still got line of sight with KSC, that's a good thing. And this little stupid little drop probe I put out here earlier. What did I lose connectivity with? I lost it with something. Okay, no more flames. I'm not sunbaking my paint job anymore. My kilonewton rating for the engine is dropping. It's been dropping for quite a while actually, but man, you gotta love that specific impulse. That's why jets are awesome. Alright, so we're about ready to leave atmosphere on our apoapsis, but we're gonna just keep the engine on the entire time, because I gotta get up to 100,000 meters. I might be able to do it just on jet power alone. Making orbit will be a different story. Okay, flame out time, so let's throttle down some. Let the engine catch up. It's like I'm flooding it out. The higher my orbit is, the faster it'll take what's-his-face to catch up to me, and then I can drop down to his orbit and we'll be fine. Power is not much of an issue. I have 2 RGGs stuffed inside the cockpit. You can kind of see them here, the little circles right there. Didn't use part clipping. This is strictly done via the QWE ASD keys in the Spaceplane hangar. I don't consider it cheating, neither should you. Still making engine power? Yep, 3 kilonewtons worth. So yeah, 50,000 meters up and I still have enough airflow, kind of, to keep the engine alive. That's with this little dinky thing. I'll throttle back a little more, now we get like a ton of thrust, not even that much. And right now our thrust level is too low to keep. Oh, there we go. Let's say we select you as a target. So right now my intercept distances are unacceptable. Okay, throttle back, hit 1, these engines activate. So when we get to our, oh yeah, most important, we must hit the 10 key. That activates this larger transmitter, which has a 5 million meter range, which means I do no longer need to worry about having line of sight with the satellite. I'm bouncing off my geosync relays, which I happen to have pretty good coverage around. If I lose it with those, I can always pick it up with the MapSat, which has coverage as well. So I'm not too worried about losing comms here. I think I have pretty good omnidirectional range and low curb in orbit. It's elsewhere that my stuff is a little weak. So let's go ahead and, oh, that was close. He still hasn't generated yet, so I don't have to worry about killing him in 6 hours or so. Where's my AP at? Did I actually plan a maneuver? This thing is so cheap to build, I didn't even throw struts on it or anything. No struts, no fuel lines, no reinforcement, no nothing. It's what you see is what you get. And it works very well. Speed up a bunch, get to our burn. Oh, burn time in 2 minutes? That can't be right. Yeah. 7 seconds, that's more like it. Okay, where's our comms now? Still off that relay? Okay, good. So this is my intersect 1, this is my intersect 2, so what happens if I change that? Not what I want. What happens if I change it quite a bit? No? No, I just gonna play with the nodes for a bit. Oh, that looks like something happening there. Yeah, let's do that. So separation distance for that, 3.5 kilometers. Let's do it. Alright, time accelerate. Now, even after he spawns into the universe, which I think only happens when I get within 2.4 kilometers of him, he'll have 6 hours worth of EVA propellants, or EVA supplies in his suit. So I don't know what's keeping him alive now, but we should be all good here. Direct line of sight with KSC. Okay, now what happens if I burp a little bit of RCS here. Yeah, see, I'm hitting back on RCS. Oh yeah, I like that. That's good. Unfortunately, it's night side. But hey, I got RTGs. I don't care if it's night side. I just care about visibility at this point. So let's zip ourselves around. Yeah, because we're running above his orbit, he will catch up to us. Okay, I got relay with that station. I got relay with that one. Eventually I will... Okay, so half a kilometer away. Now, I don't want to cancel my thrust out with him. I want to do it off of this. So we'll just point ourselves retrograde, respect the target, cancel our velocity out. And then, well, I could do better than that. Okay, now he should be generated. Yes, see? I have 1 hour and 22 minutes. So yeah, not the 6 hours I thought I had. Oh well. Really, at this point, yeah, all I gotta do is find a stupid... There we go. Propellant check. I got plenty of propellants. Alright, so the rule of using suits like this is congruent triangles. If I keep him glued on the same spot on his helmet the whole time, that means I'm closing the distance. See, now I'll be hitting above, beneath. Turn the lights on? I did. Okay, notice the thing disappeared. Means I'm too close. That's okay, I can see it. If I can see it, that means I'm really close to it. His lights are pretty weak. Grab. Board. Alright, I got some messages here. Get rid of these things. Ruinery Kerman is now part of the space program, and I get 9 bonus science and a little bit of money. Okay, so there's KSC. So if I want to slow way the heck down, I can just do that like this. And then I can fly the rest of the way back to KSC. That should be good. I can turn back on turbojets. Now because I have comms, or I have a pilot, I don't care if I lose connectivity with everything, so I can turn that antenna off. I don't want to shear it off. Because I have Kerbal Attachment System, I could put a fuel tanker truck on the runway, run over a fuel hose or something, gas this thing back up, and away it goes, and it's totally reusable. I don't think that's going to be steep enough descent rate. That should be good. The RSL is the other way. So we're going to facing the airstream when we eventually get into atmosphere. Speed up a bunch, because why not? There's the mountains. Yeah, looks like I still need to slow down a bunch. Yeah, I'm coming up on those mountains pretty good. Besides, if I fall short, I can just fly there. That should be good. Speed up for the sake of time. Still have plenty of jet fuel. Yeah, I'm gonna miss. I'm gonna fall short. I mean overshoot. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Quick, slow this down now. This doesn't look sketchy at all, does it? Of course not. There's nothing at all sketchy about what I'm trying to do here, which is slow us down. It would be a bummer if I actually managed to kill the pilot. Just trying to get him down to the ground. Yeah, that could be embarrassing, couldn't it? Here we go. We finally grabbed onto some air. See, I'm a professional amateur at this game. I managed to pull that out of the fire real good. Now, the one thing I have not tested with the design on this career, I did sandbox it once just to be sure it worked, is the landing. So, let's see if planes are my nemesis again. At this point, I'm not really caring if I land right on the runway or not. It could be a bonus, but yeah, I'm not too worried about it. The reason because I only had one tank here and 2 tanks there is because my CG will not shift based off of fuel usage much. All I do is lighten the craft up, but yeah, let's go around again. Kill the engines, glide ourselves in for a nice touchdown landing, so we don't kill anybody. Okay, can we land now? There we go. Excellent. Now, I will recover this because why not? All I wasted was some fuel. The rest of the spacecraft is completely recoverable. So I got 100% cost back, but I lost the money for fuel. I picked up some money. Picked up some reputation. Well, I think I got the reputation already. So that was picking up a pilot. Wherever he was at. What was his name? They don't start. Maybe he's down here. Wernery, like Jeremy. Oh gosh, his stats are horrible. You're a test subject, man. Hate to break it to you. So I'm not sure what I'll do next, but I'll think of something. So join me for whenever that happens, and we'll try not to kill anybody again. Thanks, have a good day.